Hi, welcome to SaraSam Tarot. I've been doing a series of soulmate readings, just kind of asking the universe to give me and give us some wisdom and information, knowledge about soulmates. I think last time I did a more kind of applicable reading to, soulmates for myself and the people that are watching to see what came up there. So I'm going to continue along that line, and I'm not sure what's going to come up right now, if it's going to be knowledge and just kind of, general communication, or kind of like a conversation in a way. I think that's how I would put it. Yeah, let's see what happens here. I'm using the Llewellyn deck of cards, and thanks for being with me as I do this exploration. It's important to me, and I hope it's important to you. Yeah, so I never know what's going to come up here. So when I was just focusing on asking the universe to guide us into what, it kind of wanted to share or let us know today. So I do these every Friday, and then we release it on the weekend. All right, so let's take a look. So, this is interesting because it starts with the soulmate card, a soulmate card, which is the Two of Cups, and then it ends with the Knight of Wands. So it's kind of like the Knight of Wands is, if you can see the card on the journey pointing up towards the soulmate card here. And it's kind of a slow journey. It's a very thoughtful journey. With the wands there, and it defines the path that the knight is on, and therefore I think one of the things I could say here to clarify that the path, I think it's important to be on one's path in order to encounter or even be able to recognize, or certainly be able to, I think, connect in this lifetime with a soulmate. All right, so we got the soulmate card showing up there. So I'm going to clarify. We got the King of Wands. So the King of Wands tells me that even in the masculine, and the cards here, they're not gender directed with male and female, but more about the divine masculine and feminine energies that we all have, and having a balance of those two. So in this one, I see, I'm going to draw two cards, and I've got the Death card, the King of Wands, and the Two of Cups. So for the King of Wands to show up on his path, or on the divine masculine path here, once again it's not a male or a female here, to come together in this divine connection, there has to be a death that takes place, is what I see here. And my guess is it's kind of death of the ego. And so the King of Wands moving from the masculine energy, from an ego-centered energy into the Wands, which is a more being on one's path energy, even with the masculine energy, so that the path lines up with the kind of the how can I put this, calling of the person, even with their divine masculine. So divine masculine being used to help people on their path, rather than to be the ego kind of, And then so that's I'm kind of going to read it like this, okay, like this, and then this, and this, and this, okay? All right, so then we've got it leading to the soulmate connection. Then we've got the High Priestess showing up there, and I'm going to have the Knight of Pentacles as a clarifier there. And what I see for the Knight of Pentacles is that this is once again coming from the divine masculine, offering this knowledge to the King of Cups, divine masculine, that it's really essential to be able to use the wisdom and connection to the universe from the intuitive forces. Now that's the divine feminine energy. So we've already got them two being included here, or those two being included here, between the masculine and feminine energies. One of them to ensure that, that we're on our path. The next one to ensure that with that divine masculine, we're also engaging on an intuitive level. So I can see that knowledge kind of being offered there. Okay, then with the next one, I've got the Seven of Cups on the Ace of Pentacles and the Universe, which is kind of like the Death card in a way, except it's much more expansive. So it is the end, as much as the Death card was the end of the ego, I see the Universe card here being the end of a cycle. Now, possibly that could be the cycle of the last 2,000 years we've been in, which was the age of Pisces, and now moving into the age of Aquarius. So the ending of that cycle on the universe, so the whole universe has ended that cycle. And now the new cycle for the universe, and that includes, all of us, obviously, but the universe as well. So I kind of feel like this evolution is not just taking place in terms of soulmates in a human form, but possibly in terms of soulmates in a universal form. So the other dimensions possibly then opening up too. And and I can kind of see that with the Seven of Cups here and then the Ace of Pentacles. So the Seven of Cups, I think, is kind of the beginning of that force of love and that force of spirituality. I'll show you what I mean here by the card. En masse coming towards us with knowledge. Okay, so we're not just getting the knowledge from the Knight here, which is the divine male, but we're also getting knowledge from from the universe. And if you can see, these are all kind of coming from from ether, from the sky. Okay, and then I see this incredible powerful impetus of knowledge being offered to us as an opportunity to then create out of that knowledge. Okay, then we've got the Justice card coming, which is awesome here, the Lady of the Fountain, right? Once again, it's not a male or female, but this is the divine feminine energy. So the divine feminine energy manifesting what what we're ready for, or what we've kind of asked for, what the universe on a whole is ready for, and the universe is asked for. So I think at this point in time, as I said, I kind of feel like other dimensions even are opening up with bringing us even additional possibilities of really growing and evolving into a higher level of knowledge, which I think is necessary for the soulmate energy to permeate our planet. So that's how I see the Justice card, is that what do they call it, Lady Justice. So the feminine justice manifesting clearly the gift to us, because we the universe is kind of ready for it, and it's also put it out there, who knows, maybe 1,000 years ago, and now the timing is right. So the Justice card is also about divine timing. All right, then I've got the Sun here, which is awesome in this follow-up, because that is illumination and clarity, and now it's kind of guiding us. Now that it's being offered here, and it's been manifested, it's now able to be an active part of guiding us, and as the Sun is in the universe. So I guess the clarity and the nurturing of the Sun, once again in recognition that the divine timing is here, and so the Sun is playing its role in terms of taking this knowledge and using it to light up the future, okay, in many ways, because it's bringing the light so that we can move not just towards the light, but in the light, okay? And that's a definite movement card. Then I've got the Three of Pentacles showing up here. I'm just going to clarify that. And I've got the Ten of Wands and the Lover's card. So I think the Three of Pentacles is also elevating the vibration here on the planet, so that we're all coming from a similar vibration, so that the lovers can rise up and can be prevalent, and can take, because I think it's come to a time when that was what we have to build on Earth with the Ten of Wands here. Like I think I kind of feel that we've been growing and growing and growing and evolving, and now we've come to a place where it's time to work together towards a common goal, something we all believe in, something under spirit and under God. And therefore then the lovers can rise up in total synchronicity with the energy that is prevalent on the planet. And we've got the Devil card here, so I'm going to draw some on that. So I've drawn the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Now the Devil is kind of, I'm going to interpret it this way here. It's kind of like Earth itself, like very primal Earth knowledge. You know, not highly evolved knowledge, but kind of, I don't want to say dark knowledge because it's more like Earth knowledge. And I think the more that we understand that and use that particular kind of knowledge, not as a spiritual, kind of combining, like, you know, the cross is spirit and matter in balance. Well, I kind of think that's what is going to happen here, where we're using that to create, to bring down the light, bring down the higher vibration, bring down the other dimensions and the wisdom and knowledge from there, and create a different kind of existence here on an earth plane. So this is very kind of human, you know, very earthy, not the spirit, not spiritual, but combining the two with the Queen of Swords, which is the feminine energy guiding this. Now the Queen of Swords has the sword of truth with her. It's a feminine energy again, but it's a feminine energy in terms of communication, in terms of using words and the voice to be able to communicate and put things into a solid material format. Okay, so bringing all of this higher level vibration and energy into a human plane. The Hermit then is then with that raised energy on this plane, you know, mankind or us, being able to light up the path as we embody this higher vibrational energy. And I think that's what the Hermit's about, because the Hermit is, becoming one with the council of the universe. So until I think that happens, until we embody that wisdom and that knowledge, and it becomes our own moral compass, for lack of a better word. I don't really like the word moral compass. Let me put it this way, our own higher vibrational compass. Then we can use that to light the way and bring, the earth energy vibration up as well, okay? Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't even know what I'm saying totally here. I'm just kind of, channeling what's coming to me really quickly. I can't claim to understand all this myself. I'm, as I said in the beginning, using this as an exploration, and not just for you, who I'm really happy to share it with, but for myself as well. So, as we do these readings week by week, I'm hoping that our knowledge is going to grow, and our ability to then be able to decipher, and have the wisdom to see, what the universe is telling us through the cards. Okay, so then we've got Four of Pentacles showing, because I think the Four of Pentacles, I'm just going to draw, is still kind of, very prevalent on the earth, in that we have kind of, we're here. We have our feet on the ground. We're humans. We want to experience, I know I do, and I think I'm, want to experience a soulmate energy in a human form as a, hopefully as a partner, where, we travel through this and other lifetimes together on the planet. And so I kind of see that as the Four of Pentacles, because there's things that, with the Six of Swords and the Knight of Cups, there's movement happening. There is love being offered to our way now. And I think it's, it's coming from the Knight, it's coming from the divine energy, the male energy. And as I say, the raising of vibration then from that male energy. And I think the male energy kind of represents the earthy side. And the Six of Swords is that we're moving towards it. We're moving towards using our own energies, combining them with the evolution of divine energies, and creating a different level of existence on earth where people are secure, safe, stable, and they're not being manipulated or confused or, you know, yeah, kind of like in a state of confusion. I think this is about being out of that and getting really into a state of unity and working as one with God and with the universe, so that, that confusion and stuff no longer exists. And so we're free for the lovers then to rise up in a very safe environment. With the Five of Pentacles, I think we figured this out because we've been wandering on our own for a long time and haven't, it hasn't been successful to us in that we've, kind of haven't found what we're looking for, I think. But knowing somehow all along that, there is something there that's way more important and more truthful and with more knowledge and more, the total real sense of building our temple on earth. And that's what I think this is. I think it's a building of the temple of love and spirituality on earth, so that, as I say, the lovers then can rise up, because love has got to be at the top of that, because I'm in my estimation, love and God are kind of one and the same. And that's why I think the Justice card is now bringing that to us, because I think we've kind of like humbly, with the death of the ego, humbly bowing down and saying, okay, I don't want to do this anymore without you. I'm just wandering in the cold, in the desert and stuff. And it's time now, I really want to embrace this. And so that's one of the, I think, the calls to the universe that the Justice card is answering here. Because the Empress has come about now. I'm going to draw some cards on the Empress. And the Empress is the divine feminine energy to be able to permeate and give birth to creativity, to love, to spirituality, everywhere. That's our destiny, because there's a destiny card right here within the Empress. And so this is divine timing again, because it is about transforming, it is about sharing, it is not about competing, it is not about, the strong survive and things like that any longer. This is really about sharing and bringing some sense of balance. And I'll show you that card. So sharing our resources, sharing our knowledge, sharing love. And that's where I think the Empress is creating now. It's like it's time to put that out into the world. So it's kind of a metaphor, of the feminine energy giving birth to a child. And that child becomes a child of God and love. It's a result of that, right? A combination of the two. Being put out into the world to elevate the level of humanity on the planet. And that's why I see this metaphor being acted out in a much bigger way now, where the Empress energy is now giving birth to this whole new soulmate energy and the principles that are behind it. That level of reciprocity, where what you put out to each other is now returned. There's that balance, and that's why I see here with sharing with the Six of Pentacles, and then the Magician. This is, I believe, the transformation right here that the Magician is telling us about. And then we got the Four of Swords. So I think this has been dreamt up, during a time of, and maybe that's, what we've gone through in the last year with the, with the breakdown of the old society and the old ways kind of thing, where we've been, had time to, be one with ourselves and one with the universe in a very quiet way. And I kind of think that maybe that's what's come to us, you know what I mean? Like we were open to be able to actually receive that knowledge. And that's why I see for the Four of Swords, because our new path is beginning. I've just drawn the Ace of Wands on the Four of Swords. And so I believe this is our new path that's come out of this dream that, that we have, and this is feminine energy again. So it's kind of the dream of the angels, right? And the quietness of the planet was still and quiet, much quieter than it's ever been. And therefore the dream of the angels was able to reach to a human form. Okay, so with the Seven of Wands showing up, I think we're now in a much, much different position and now embracing growth, embracing evolution, and not being afraid by it, not being intimidated by it, but using it in a way that creates our masterpiece. We can orchestrate it. which goes along with the transformation. So if transformation is on us, which I believe it is, then we each have the powers to transform, and we can transform things that we were once afraid of that were actually there for us, and we can transform it and embrace them so that change is welcomed, and so that the opening of the subconscious, which the water represents here in the Seven of Wands, we're not blocking it and holding it back because we're afraid of what might come from there, okay? And then deep is parts of our subconscious and our, spiritual energy. We're not afraid of it anymore. We can dive into it. And only, I think, when we're at that place can we actually move towards our soulmate. Because I believe that that's where that connection exists in all of us. Then I've got the Nine of Wands. So yeah, we've been through a lot to get where we are. But look what we've created. We've created this new paradigm. And we haven't moved into it yet, as you can see. It hasn't moved into the paradigm. This is masculine energy. So we haven't moved into what we've built, but we've built it. So, it's now just a case of us. And the next card I see is strength. It's a case of us embracing that spiritual strength to overcome all of these fears, as I said, and open up to those energies being able to come in and guide us. Because a higher vibration, if people are resisting it, it can be quite scary, I would imagine, because it is, it's kind of shaky. It's kind of like an earthquake to the earth. So it's kind of shaking, our energies, because it is a different vibration that we're not used to, operating under. And now, and I think that's what love is. Love, and I think love scares a lot of people. And I think, the highest love of God does scare a lot of people, because I think the vibration is so high that, that people aren't accustomed to it. But I think now it's coming in where we have been given the opportunity, as I said here, being offered to us by the other dimensions opening, to then have it by our sides with the sun guiding us and have access to it, to be able to move into what we've built. Because we've done an enormous amount of growth here as mankind, and I can see that in this card. And yeah, it's been a long, hard fight, but we made it. The Knight of Wands is then showing up, and as I say, I think that is the slow movement as we set the landscape for more and more moving towards the soulmate connection. All right, well, I'm going to leave it at that because I don't know what else to say except thank you for being here. And I know that this has been really helpful for me doing these readings. And as I say, I hope it's helpful for you. Okay, thanks very much. And thank you, universe, for being here with us.